It's Crystal Marshall from marshallartstudiophotography.com, and today we are here with part 2 of Social Media Branding Marketing 101. And last time on part 1, which I can put a link on the bottom, we talked about what is a brand. A brand is your business's personality and everything it says, does, puts out there, the images, the fonts, the colors, so everything that your business is trying to promote is trying to get that ideal client. So if your message is not matching with the ideal client that you want, then we need to talk about that. So today we're going to talk about what it looks like. What does a brand look like? What does it look like? So everything that you do must fit in your brand. Okay, so the quality of your photos, your fonts, your social media, your website, the language that you use, the colors, an aspect to the photo. So you might not be a photographer. Let's say you have like a bakery or a dress shop, but there are ways to get quality photos, whether it be purchasing stock images, using a company like pixabay.com that does like free stock images, or getting copyright free images, or just learning how to take better photos, or getting like a friend that is really good in that aspect, or even trading services with a professional. So those are different ways, but I can talk more about that later. So I'm also, I am also a graphic designer, but again, just like in the last video, I talked about like my journey and like how I've learned through so many different ups and downs. So I remember my mom in like 2011 asked me to write this kind of an encouraging words book for her ministry at the church. So I said, okay, I'm going to go to Photoshop and I'm just going to do it. And I just had all these colors, I had all of these different things, so it was just like too much. Now that I look through like all the different things that I did, it was like every page was a different font, every page was a different crazy color, every page was like in your face, where now this is more of like my style. It's more muted colors, colors that aren't like in your face, but you still have a nice clean message. You have a lot of space. So that's kind of my style now. So this would be my mom's logo that I was trying to do back in 2011, where this would be like logos that I do now. So it's all a journey, things that you learn, color schemes, fonts, what looks good, what doesn't really look good. So it just is a journey. This would be like an Instagram journey, like Instagram photos that I used to take. I mean, they're cute. They're photos of like my kids and like so these are like photos of our kids and like things we like to do, like everyday things, because we homeschool and that kind of thing. But does it really promote the kind of message I want to send? Does it really show me as a mom, but then like promoting my business as well? So these are just like snapshots, where these would be also photos taken with the same camera, but then just changing my look and like learning how to step outside of the box and not just take a snapshot, but take like a photo that fits my brand. So like a photo like this, us in the library, it's really cool light, my daughter with a vintage camera, and it's the same one that you see in the back of my house, like behind me, like that's the same camera. Us at the thrift store, us at McDonald's, us at the park. So these would be more branded images, where these would be, they're okay, but I feel like anybody could take these photos. Where like these, I feel like, oh, this is what makes me unique. Like these are really fun. They're photos that I would want to keep, like on my fridge and that kind of thing. This is also a really good example of just me, same bowl of soup. You have, the first one was taken in my kitchen under the big overhead light, where this one was taken with a big window source was like a more natural light. So same bowl of soup, same things in the soup, everything. Just like literally just changing where. Just like little things like that help your images go from like okay to like amazing. Just like looking for different light in different areas. Okay, this would be, like I said, another journey thing that I do. So this would be like a cover image that I used to use for my business. Again, we have the colors match the photos, but the colors didn't really match my business. We have 3 of the same photo. We have weird fonts that are like mismatched. It just doesn't really fit what my branding was. This is also like really early on, like 2011. Again, I feel like it's just too kiddie. It just didn't fit my brand. So this would be what I use now. So it's more cleaner, it's more modern. It has the fonts that I use, it has the color scheme that I use. I use only 4 colors. I use gray, black, that kind of like watermelon pink, and that teal color. So I only use those colors in like everything I do. All of my photos are very, cut out very cleanly. So it's a very clean layout. It's very like minimal. So this would be kind of like more my branding now. So you just have to decide, branding is going to change as your business evolves, but just knowing like, your thoughts and your mentalities are going to change through the years as well. And so, just having that mindset now early on is like, okay, well, what is my journey going to be? So how do I make a brand? Let's talk about that. Option 1, don't do anything about it. Just do whatever you're going to do, slap some stuff on PowerPoint, do some kind of clip art, or, don't do anything at all. Wait for the phone to ring, put an ad in the Yellow Pages. Your social media hardly gets touched. You may or may not even have a website. I know this from personal experience. One of my clients, he wanted me to set up a Facebook page for him because he didn't want to pay for a website. And he has a couple business cards, and I did his logo and everything. I think he has an ad in the Yellow Pages, but I'm not sure. But I think he put an ad in Craigslist for his business because it was free, obviously. But he never changes his social media. I literally got a notification from Facebook saying that his page was going to get shut down because he literally hasn't touched it for a year. Like, not even like a single photo, nothing. Doesn't have a website. And the reasoning for this is that he's like, well, I don't want people to know, I don't want people to like find out who my family is on social media. I don't want them to like, hurt my family, whatever. And that's okay, but then don't start a Facebook page. I mean, if you don't want to be social and have your, people to know who you are, then don't start a Facebook page. Like, get a website. Like, pay $15 a month for a website. So it just looks more professional. So anyway, so personal experience, that's why I'm doing this webinar, okay? Option 2, hire a pro for everything. Website starts off strong, but then you can't keep it up, and your logo looks great, but doing social media is a chore. This is also a personal experience. I was working with another person, and this was like her exact story, where she had a professional set up her website, but then it was really expensive. It was like $400 a month to keep up, and so she didn't want to keep it up, so it just kind of faded. And then, but then she didn't really know how to do social media. And so, and then she's like, oh, I don't want to make time for it. It just seems so overwhelming. And so that's another reason why I'm doing this webinar, is to say, you know what, great, all those things are great. Branding is great, and your design is great. But how do I implement that from a daily basis? So I'm going to show you. Do not worry, I'm getting there. Okay, option 3, do everything yourself. You feel overwhelmed with how you start. You think to yourself, I have to do this every day. Like, this is so much. And then you think to yourself, well, I'm not creative. I'm not artistic. I can't do it. So those are actual thoughts that people have. Like, oh, I can't do this, which was another personal story. I had a friend of mine, who is also a photographer, and she just didn't know kind of where to go with that. You know, she kind of has a logo, kind of has a website, doesn't really keep up the social media as much. But I asked her about it, and she said, you know, I'm just not a creative person. I'm just not very artistic. I don't really know where to start with that. It's just very overwhelming. And so, another reason why I'm doing this webinar. Okay, option 4, do what you can do and think outside of the box for the rest. So this is kind of like what I do. So this is my plan, okay? I only spend 5 minutes on social media a day. I only spend 5 minutes on social media a day. If you include like posting to my Facebook page, my Instagram page, my Twitter, that only takes 5 minutes, okay? I mean, obviously, I make videos and I do blog posts and all those things, which is great. But if you really just got to the core of posting something on social media, it only takes 5 minutes. And I will show you how to do that, okay? Then my plan is I try to blog at least once a week, or or update my website at least once a week, or do a video. You know, so I have like 5 minutes a day and maybe like 30 minutes to an hour a week of extra things. So it's really not that much time for me. But again, even if you just commit 5 minutes a day to do social media posting, your business will explode. And I will show you how to do that. Have partnerships with people around you that can help you. So let's say you're not very good at the picture scene. Maybe you can get a friend. You can trade some services. Maybe you're not really good at the graphic scene, at the designing scene. Make some contacts. Pass in some business cards. Like, hey, I'll give you a free haircut if you design my logo. I'll give you a free haircut if you help me look at my website. You know, these are all great ways to like make community, make a friend, make an ally. All right. So again, my tips for helping you create and maintain your brand every day. Step 1, I love this website. It's called IFTTT, okay? I have no idea what it stands for, but I love it. IFTTT is a great place that can put apps together under one place, okay? So if you are, for example, if you have an Instagram, so let's say you have a picture that you want to put on Instagram, IFTTT will take that photo and put it on Twitter, put it on your business Facebook page, which, you know, Instagram could also do that too if you have it, you know, connected as a business owner, but you know, let's say you don't. So IFTTT will do that for you, and then it will pin it for you. So like one picture that you want to put on Instagram, it will put on Facebook, tweet, and pin it. Boom. You know, I love that. So linking your applets to Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter with one push of a button. Love it. Or there's other things like Hootsuite, Unbuffer, Tailwind. These are all very similar types of things. So if you don't really like IFTTT, you can try to look into Hootsuite, Tailwind, or Buffer. They kind of do various similar things. Okay. All right. So learning how to take better photos. This is going to change everything. Again, going back to my old Instagram photos. Try to use natural light as much as possible. I told this to one of my baker friends, and I told her just like I gave her like a 5-minute like how to take better photos, because how she runs her business is through social media. Okay, she puts this on Instagram, she has a Facebook page, and that is how she gets her business out there. So I said, you need to know how to take better pictures for you, because I can't always be there for her. You know, so how she's representing her business is I love her photos now. Like, they're really cute, and they really make her food look great. Like, I really love the way they look. I mean, she's just taking them with her phone. She didn't even buy a fancy camera. And it's all about using light. So she found some natural light. She found a big light source, like a doorway, a big window, a big garage, using a creative angle, like zooming in really, really close to see that little bit of apple pie, just like the crust, you know. Having a texture as the bottom, so don't just like have it on like a rug or something. Like, have it on a really nice wooden cutting board, or having on a nice, chalkboard type of thing. I mean, you can just throw these things down, get up close and personal. So just if you know that all your photos have to have natural light, good light source, a creative angle, maybe zooming in, good texture, your photos are going to be so much better. So do not use the flash on your phone if possible. Try to take good natural light photos during the daytime with your phone. And your photos are going to really, really step it up. Alright, so again, back to the food. This was dingy kitchen lighting with a busy tablecloth, where this was a wooden cutting board that I put it on, and a big window source. Boom. It was night and day difference. Okay. Alright, so these are different apps. So I do like 90% of my business on my phone, right? Because I'm a mom, and me feeding baby, or me, having kids in the bathtub, I can work while they're doing all these things, okay? So, or when they're at the park, whatever. So these are different apps that you can use to make your business look legit, okay? So if you're a mobile mama, if you want to do your business on your phone, if you want to do your business mostly from not a big computer, these are great apps for you. My favorite app is Adobe Spark Post, and it's free. These are all free apps, or very cheap, under $5, under $2-3, okay? So Adobe Spark Post is great, because, you can just find the size photo you need. If you need a Twitter photo, if you need an Instagram photo, you can just, find the size, and then add your text, find a picture. They have a whole library of free photos that you can use to make your business look great, too. And Canvas is very similar. Canva, I think they're two different companies, but they do very similar things. Fonto, which is great. But, again, my personal favorite is Adobe Spark Post. If you want to make video slideshows, you can use Filmora Go, which is, I love that app. Legend, which is great if you want cool, buy now, or sale, or 50% off. So it's, really good, animated, text. Adobe Spark also does animated text as well, which is great. And I had to look through all these. I am giving you these recommendations for apps, this would have changed my life 5 years ago. I had to go up on PowerPoint. I had to make all these things. I had to go on my computer, which is why my business looked all over the place, because I was trying to work on my phone, but then I was trying to work. It was a lot. So having apps on your phone that you can use for your business is amazing. I'm also going to add to that, if you want a good photo editor, use Vosco, which is VSCO. I love that photo editor. So if you want a good photo editor, that's another good one. Alright, so if you're going to make an ad, I see LuLaRoe people do this all the time. They say free leggings, or 50% off, or buy one get one free, or whatever. If you're going to do an ad, make sure it fits with your brand. Okay, so make sure the fonts are what you're going to use. The colors are in your brand. Make sure, the picture looks nice. Picture looks clean. Don't be rainbow sparkles with, snow coming out of the rainbow unicorn. It is too much, okay? Use the same font and colors for everything across all social media. Only put the information you need on the actual image. I've had so many clients say, can you put 35 sentences on one picture? No, that's why you put in the description all the things you need to know. Don't be too wordy. Having one sentence is good. Okay. Share your story and open up. So when you're posting on social media, so these are all the things that I'm thinking about when I'm posting. I'm thinking about, is the picture nice? Are the fonts the same? Is my message clear? Share my story. So am I just putting up a random photo, which is what I used to do on Instagram? I was just put up a random photo of me and the kids. Or do you want people to peek into your daily life, peek into your daily, entrepreneurship? You want people to get to know you, so they want to work with you. People won't invest their money in people that they don't trust. Let me say that again. People will not invest their money in people they do not trust. Okay? So if you're just posting a photo like 50% off, people don't really know what kind of person you are. People don't really know what kind of, I know a lot of business experts don't really agree with this. They're like, oh, you got to be professional. You got to be, people are hiring you for a job, and, that's fine, but, that's like a different mindset. I have kind of the more personal, down-to-earth, hire me because you're hiring my personality type of person. Okay, so people want to get to know you and get to work with you. So this would be an example of, a good example. Okay, so this would be all images I took on my phone. I'm not even posting any photos right now. I'm not going to show you any photos that I took with a nice camera because I think it's understood because I'm a photographer. I'm going to have good photos from a nice camera. Okay, so I am not going to even show you the nice ones right now because I don't want you to think, oh, well, she's a photographer. I can't even take photos like that, so why should I even try? These are actual photos I took from my phone, and I'm going to show you what a good example of a good Instagram or / social media posting would be. Okay, so you can do this in Instagram for free. You just put 4 photos together. I have my children, my son playing, my son being silly, my son crawling, and these are, again, all taken with my phone, all taken with good lighting, natural lighting, no flash, interesting angles, good texture. So I'm doing exactly what I told you to do. And I have in here what makes a good photo. I said, is it a good camera? Not necessarily, because these are all taken with my phone. A good photo is determined by the way the photo connects with the audience, the way it tells a story. So I gave a little peek into my life. I gave a little trick. It's always good to empower people, give them something, to think, oh, I can do that. It's always good to make people feel good around your images. And then I have a little, see profile to book us. And I have hashtags. Now, in the Instagram world and in the Twitter world and now in Facebook, you have something called a hashtag. And I will talk about that in a second. Use hashtags and location. Very, very important. Okay. I have a document on my phone that has different hashtags depending on what I want to say. Okay. Hashtags that you use for posts. Have them based on location. For example, if you are a baker from Norfolk and you have a certain, clientele you want to reach, or message you want to reach, or people in your area. So especially for Instagram, I would be like Norfolk homemade, hashtag Norfolk, hashtag homemade, hashtag organic, hashtag Norfolk organic grocer, or hashtag Virginia small business, or hashtag wedding cake, Norfolk wedding baker, or just find whatever location you're at and whatever you want people to search for, so that you can attract the people that are searching for Norfolk wedding bakery, Norfolk wedding photography, Norfolk wedding photographer, Chesapeake family photographer, family sessions photography. So I have them based on location, which is people can find you and know oh, you're from there. So this would be an example of that. So here he is, loving this week's warm weather. See profile, book us, and here's my hashtags. Okay, I have Chesapeake, Hampton Roads, Virginia Beach, Norfolk family senior photographer, wedding photography. Then I have a hashtag for my business, so that when people use my photos, I know a hashtag to use. I say martial art studio photography, martial art studio. I know somebody that they just have a hashtag for when they're doing seniors. So it's like sunny side up photography seniors, or sunny side seniors, or whatever. And so that way people know oh, let me click on that hashtag and let me look through all those images. That's what a hashtag is. It's a way for people to group photos together. So when you click on any of these hashtags, you'll find every hashtag that anybody's ever hashtagged with Chesapeake. So I'm attracting people from Chesapeake. If people are like, oh, I want to see what the martial art studio hashtag, they can click on it and you'll see all 600 and whatever posts that I posted, and they were like, oh, look at all her work. Pick of the day, so these are all just different random hashtags that I have. There's you could go online and find like a hashtag generator for what you want. I kind of have a little bit of that, but I have a little bit of location. So I just kind of thought through what I want people to search for and what I want people to use. Okay, so that's what that's from. All right. Take 5 every day. Like I said, if you have everything linked up through IFTTT or one of the other ones, then doing your social media posts only takes 5 minutes a day. Okay, so this is what it would look like. Let me get my phone. So, a lot of times, like say I'm posting at night, where there's no good natural light, what I'll do is I take like a photo early on in the day or early on in the week, or I have an entire library of photos that I actually pull from, that I, a couple times a month, I'll just like get a little library of photos on my phone so that I can work mobily. Or like I said, if you use an app that has access to like free photos, like Adobe Spark or Canva, then you can use one of their stock images, especially if you're just doing like 50% off or whatever, which is great. So like let's say I open Instagram, and I go and I have, a picture that I'm going to use, and I use certain fonts that I'm going to use all the time. Just kidding, I'm not going to use Instagram just yet, because like let's say I'm actually doing a text on the picture. So I'm going to open up Adobe Spark Post, and it looks like this. It looks like, oh, it's hard for you to see. But it looks like this, basically. And what's really cool about Adobe Spark Post is that you can, let me zoom you in here. You can actually have a library of your past images that you've made. And so you don't even have to like reinvent the wheel. You can just say, oh, I use that image, let me duplicate it. So I'm going to duplicate it, and I can, make something new from this, but have the old one saved, which is great. So I can just say, catch us on Facebook Live. So I can say, catch us on Facebook Live. I can change the text, save it to my phone, and then I go on Instagram, okay, and I take that photo. And what's cool about something like Adobe Spark Post is that like you can't really go wrong, because a lot of the fonts are like already pre-designed. All the colors are already pre-designed. All of this, everything's pre-designed, which is great. Like you can just like literally just click on something. It's very limited in what you can do, which is great. So you can't really like do all these really, really crazy things if you don't, if you don't have an eye for it. Where like Canva, I feel like it's so many options that you can just like stick stickers everywhere, and that it can just be like overwhelming. So that's why I like Adobe Spark Post personally. So then I go to Instagram, I upload that photo, then, I do I have my little document saved on my phone, like I do copy and paste, who we are, say 50% off, and then I copy and paste that thing that I have on my phone. It has who we are such and such from, we serve this person, blah, 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 available for booking, and then I have all of my hashtags. So I have that all saved on my phone. Then I just copy and paste it, boom, I send it, and since my Instagram is connected to IFTTT, it will automatically be sent to Martial Arts, to Twitter, to Pinterest, and anywhere else I want it to go, which is great. So like I said, 5 minutes a day, that's how I do my social media. I literally do it like, when the kids are quiet, when the kids are just going to bed. It just takes me 5 minutes. It's great. And you are going to see immediate results. Like literally people are just going to start liking, commenting on your stuff if you do that every day for 5 minutes. Every day for 5 minutes. And why is social media important? Okay. It's important because it's free advertising for you. It's free because it's awesome because your customers are already on social media. Okay, it's the greatest way to spread word of mouth. When I meet somebody at the park, instead of me saying, oh, buy my soap, buy my perfume, buy my lipstick, I say, oh, hey, follow me on Instagram, or we can be friends on Facebook, whatever. And so it's a little bit more, follow me on social media, get to know me, instead of like being in your face like, oh, buy my leggings, buy my shirt, buy my this, buy my that. It's just like, hey, let's follow each other, hey, can I have your business card? And then we just exchange information. I've made a lot of friends that way. Like, You know, I met you at the park. It was great meeting you. You know, here's my Instagram. You can follow me, blah, blah, blah. So you're the greatest way to spread word of mouth. And then, like, people see your feed all the time. And then, let's say they're at work around the water cooler, and then one of them mentions, oh, I have an anniversary coming up. I have an anniversary coming up. Do you know anybody that can make a cake? Oh my gosh, I know the perfect person for you. So they're going to know in their mind, they see you every day. They see you posting. They see you doing your thing. They might not respond or like or tweet or retweet or whatever you want them to do, but they're thinking of it in their mind. They're thinking of it. You're getting there first in their mind. It's just about being consistent every day, a little bit every day, at the same time every day, like a rhythm. And so you can begin to have cheerleaders, people that talk about you without you having to talk about yourself. And that is the key. Having people talk about you without having you talk about yourself. So what do you need to know about social media? You need to be social. If you're going to be on social media, you need to be social. You just can't have a Facebook page because it's free and not do anything with it. It will not work unless you do. Social media will not work unless you put in the work. Okay, so again, it's free advertising. It's free, word of mouth, and you can do a lot of awesome, powerful stuff with it. But it will not work for your business unless you go and do it a little bit every day, 5 minutes a day. People need to see things 7 times in a row for them to make a decision, whether to book you, to talk about you, to think about, looking at your site, whatever the next step for them to be. It takes people 7 times to get to that place mentally in a row to make a decision about you. So if you're like going on like once every 6 months to do social media, once every 3 months, once every month, that is not consistent enough to people to make a decision about you. Okay. A lot of people think, I did this. I spent like $50 in like Facebook ads last year. Was it effective for my business? It's hard to say. I think it really does get the exposure out a lot quicker about yourself and about your business. But is it actually going to book more clients? I don't really feel like it was that effective because I didn't really like get a phone call right after I did the ad. So here, I wasted so much money on them. The most efficient marketing tool is getting cheerleaders on your site to talk about you. So like, let's say, in a random example, you go to France and you meet an American and they're like, oh, you have to try this bakery. Like, their croissants are amazing. Just because like you don't know anything about them, but just because they said somebody's croissants was amazing and they're American, you're like, oh, sweet, I got to try that place. It is same with your business. When you are getting cheerleaders to cheer for you, they're doing the work for you. You already did the work by getting it out there, being nice to them, having a great time with them, getting out there on social media, constantly being there for them, answering questions people have, being available, being that type of person that people want to work with. And then they're going to be like, oh, you got to try this person. You got to try this bakery. You got to try this cupcake. So they're going to spread the word about you without you having to really do any work. Today we talked about brand, how it can work for you, how I do my social media posts, how I make everything look the same, how the most powerful tool you have in your belt is your message, is your brand, how to use certain apps on your phone to get your message out there, Instagram, Facebook, hashtags. We talked about it to get your business out there. So if you have any questions, you can shoot me an email through my website, marshallartstudio.com. You can send me a message on Facebook, marshallartstudio. You can send me a message or a comment on Chica Marsh. But again, this is Crystal Marshall from marshallartstudiophotography.com. And I hope you have a wonderful evening and keep hustling.